and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house. Let's go. We're going to talk about a lot of cool stuff today around the Bitcoin treasuries, and we're going to also get into obviously the Ethereum treasuries and the Richard Hart, of course, PulseChain treasuries as well. So we're going to talk about all that. We're going to get obviously into PulseChain, and of course, Rack and Rochelle's Briah meme coin pumping overnight, and of course, just after we did a big show too. Really made a huge move. So I hope you guys managed to pick up a bit of that on your own decisions, which has been pretty cool. We're going to talk about a few giveaways that are going on at the moment. We've got a bit of a giveaway boom going on PulseChain, which is fun to see. So lots of chances to pick up crypto before the big move in the bull run. And of course, we're going to get into stocks and crypto. So lots of store today as we move forward. But before we do that, let's get out and post the show around, and let's get a lot of people in the house, as we say. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And bam. All right, let's post it out. So we've got a few people in the house already. We've got Q-Baller. Hey, good to see you, Q-Baller. Big shout out. We've got Diamond Hands as well. I like the little salute there. Pretty cool. We've got Wookie as well. It's hard to beat Q-Baller. It is. Q-Baller is in early, Wookie. He's in early. We've got Bitfinex as well. What's up, peeps? Good to see you, Bitfinex. Big shout out. We've got Blair SN in the house as well. Hi, all. Good to see you, Blair. And we've got Bitfinex as well. What's up, Briah? What's up, Briah? Briah. We've got that going on. And we got Sean in the house there. Morning all from sunny Noosa. Just taking a break before the sleepless nights. Well, sunny Noosa indeed. I think I've actually been there, Sean. So it's probably one of the few places I've actually been to Australia. So big shout out. And of course, if you guys haven't shared the show, that is it there right on next. And it takes a little second to do that. So definitely hit the repost button. And if you're on YouTube, of course, you can share. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to smash the likes, follow on X, and subscribe on YouTube. I guess is the place to go. But Fednet says, and what is Alamo? Yeah, Alamo's there. I don't know. We need education. Education. There we go for Bitfinex. Trying to give me a tongue twister for the early opening. Blair's in the house. Woo! Excited. You got to get excited. That's for sure. I think it's going to be a fun time. All right. Wiki is the Taurus Slayer. He is indeed. He is the Taurus Slayer. All right. Without further ado, let's get into the show and have a fun time covering the markets, because it's going to be pretty epic, right? And then we're going to end with some giveaway opportunities. I guess it's the way to go there. So let's get straight into it and see how the stock market went overnight. Well, we're covering, of course, Tuesday's results in the US. We had a little bit of a pullback, just a little bit of pullback after Monday's really bullish open. S&P 500 closes lower on fresh economic concerns. Obviously, we had a lot of economic data lately, as well as earnings season. I think we're probably in the last week of earnings season. And of course, we've got a few things to look at. So we've got the Dow Jones down 62 points, 44,100. S&P 500 down 0.5%, 30 points to 6,299. And the Nasdaq there just easing off 2/3%, 137 points to 20,916. So just a bit of a cooling off there in the stock market. US dollar is sitting pretty similar to yesterday, 98.5. Let's go to the commodities. We've got West Texas at the moment, $65, and Brent oil, they're just under $68. Both of those are up a little bit there, 1/5% on the oil price there. Gold at the moment is up $3 to $3,437, and silver there up just over 1 cent at $37.83. So that's kind of where we are with the markets. Copper there. Now, copper had a big sell-off, didn't it? I think Brendan was talking about that. So let's have a look at it over the last month. And yeah, we can see that big sell-off there. Was it $5.60? Now it's $4.38. So yeah, a really big correction there. All right, let's jump into some of the commentary here. We had some economic data, of course. The Institute of Supply Management Non-Manufacturing purchases manager index unexpectedly fell to a reading of 50.1 in July from 50.8. Remember, anything over 50 is still expansion, but in this case, it was less than expectations. So 50.1 is less than 50.8 from the prior month, confounding expectations for a reading of 51.5. So there we go. So a level above 50 indicates expansion. And of course, it's just what it is. Although the ISM associates a PMI mark over 49 over time with overall economic growth, services represent a critical portion of the US economy, accounting for more than 2/3 of activity. Anecdotal comments suggest that tariffs were still a big factor, limiting orders, investment, and activity, they say. The weak reading on services, which makes up about 80% of economic growth, triggered worries that the economy at time I don't know who wrote that, but when many may expect the Federal Reserve will resume rate cuts in September. So over this sort of softer data where unemployment and manufacturing is, from their point of view, I think it's just a blip in the radar, but will help with the interest rate cuts, and that's what we're going to be looking at. So, expectations for rate cuts were boosted recently, of course, following the soft payrolls report and recent remarks from San Francisco President Mary Daly, who signaled that she may be ready to back a rate cut in September meeting. Very, very exciting. So elsewhere, the US trade deficit narrowed in June by more than anticipated in June. I don't know what that is. Who wrote this? They must have been sleeping when I don't. Reflecting a dip in imports at the end of the second quarter, following a tariff-fueled rise in incoming goods earlier in the year. So data from the US the census showed that the trade gap slipped by 16% to $60 billion during the month, down from $71 billion. Many economists had anticipated a reading of $62 million, so just slightly below expectations there as well. Now, we're going to quickly look at the tools there and have a look at the Federal Rate Monitor to see how things are going there. And we can see that we've got 6 weeks to go, guys. And, of course, this could be the final seal of approval for the altcoin run and the banana part of the market. We've got 88.6% of the market now expecting a rate cut. So it's all heading in the right direction for a rate cut. And of course, we'll see what happens. But 25 basis points, I mean, it's something, but really we should be having something far more aggressive than that. 50 to 100 basis points probably should be on the cards, really. So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, that is pretty much it. So really, things are looking bullish there. Let's jump over to the crypto market, shall we? And have a look at where that's going overnight. So crypto market, 3.79 trillion, down 1.5%, 17,934 coins on CoinGecko. And we got Bitcoin right now at number one, down 0.8% at 114,000. We've got Ethereum down 2.7% at $3,600. We've got XRP down 3.5% at $2.97. We got BNB up 1.6%, down 1.6% at $755. Solana at number 6 is down 2.9%, $164. We got Tron there at number 9 is actually up, so breaking from the rest of the pack, up 0.3% at 33.3 cents. And then we've got Dogecoin there, down 5.1%, getting hit pretty hard today, is sitting just below 20 cents there right now. That is our top 10 best performer is Tron. Over the last week, the best performer would be Tron as well, only down 0.7% for the week. So let's have a look at the top performer in the top 100. We've got Mantle at the moment, ranking at number 45, but is number 1 today on the weekly. 18.4% increase. Litecoin, more people talking about Litecoin being, sneaking up on everybody. Litecoin number 24 right now, up 11.6%. For the week there. And then number 86 is Providence blockchain, sitting at number 3 for the week, up 8.1%. Story IP, number 68, is up sitting at number 4, up 4.2%. And then finally, Ethna there, number 40 is up 2.9%. Those are our best performers. So really, only Mantle and Litecoin there, really double digits for the week so far. And of course, we've just had a bit of consolidation happening in Bitcoin, haven't we? Top 1,000 gainers, we've got Imogen Network, 52%, MYX Finance up 178%, and then GX Chain up 81%. So those are our top ones. Let's have a quick look and see why, what's happening there. Obviously, Imogen Network is sitting at number 775 on the index, and we can see that it's been around pretty much since 28th of June this year, so not too long. Obviously got sold off a little bit, came back down, and seems to bottomed out around about 1,500 of a penny, is now up at almost 1 cent. So a nice little gain there, happened mostly in the last couple of days from looks at last day and a half actually. So it's a nice little move there. I'm not sure what's driving that. Maybe it's just off the bottom, and that's on BNB chain or BSC chain. Let's have a quick look at the website. on Imagine Network, I guess it's called. What do we got here? So we've got shorts, reactions, hot. Looks like some sort of social media, doesn't it? Some sort of social media site. You can generate. Looks like you can generate images as well. So that is on the move. I guess it's got a lot of other things on here. Submit videos, submit news. So there we go. So a bit of a social network, is it, with a bit of AI possibly? That is Imagine Network there. Let's jump away from that and have a look at the next ones on the list. We got MYX Finance is probably something more in the zone. We're sitting at number 367 on MYX Finance. It is up 1,026%, and it is on the moon, isn't it? So this launched back on the May the 6th. So what, about 2 months ago, and it's just suddenly bolted out of nowhere. Sitting at about 11 cents, is now at $1.09. So a pretty strong move there. It's on BSC BNB chain as well. Let's have a quick look at the website. Trade Alpha, permissionless, where the future of perpetuals happens. So I think we looked at this the other day, isn't it? I think we did. Yeah, we did. And I think we looked at it yesterday, actually. So this is really, really bolting here. Trade, earning, airdrop, staking, referrals, and so forth. So you can launch the app, which we did. You look at yesterday, and that is still looking on the move there. So, yep, doing pretty well. And maybe that's the one to check out, right? Maybe it's the one to check out there. On the old MYX Finance there, only been around since May the 6th. So that one there could be a real ripper. Market cap 154 million, number 367, but yeah, unabated. Obviously want to check the RSI on that. Don't want to catch the top of that move necessarily, but maybe it's going to be continually rated. We have to do a lot of due diligence around that, money going in, etc. But let's have a look at GX Chain. Let's have a quick look at that. It's number 3 right now. That's sitting at number 623. It's been around since 16th of November 2017, so it's been around for a long time. And what's that, 8 years or something? It's just come off the bottom here. It was around 30 cents recently, June 27th, and is now up at 86 cents, so having a nice little recovery there. Yeah, pretty good. So it's its own chain, GX Chain there, and of course, let's have a quick look at it on the website, REI Network there. Let me know in the chat there if you guys have played around on this particular chain. It's not transactions got different metrics there. I'm not sure what time frame these metrics are, if they're overall or daily or whatever. But that is RE Network there. Earn rewards by voting as well. So we've got a little bit of stuff happening there. So that is REI Network. Let us know if you've played around on that. So that's pretty much it on our overview of what's happening on crypto. Trending is Mantra, Notcoin, and Succinct. Those are trending right now. But total market cap, 3.79 trillion, down 1.3%. Bitcoin just consolidating really from the looks of it, and 114K down 0.9%. And Ethereum there popped back over 3,600. That's kind of where we are right now. And of course, we've seen Litecoin a bit on the move, haven't we? A few more people talking about Litecoin as well. All right, see who else is in the chat here. For once, it wasn't Wookie Confusion, the super of the man. That's true. You're trying to really do a good job there, Wookie. Hexvader and House there. Hey, gang, good to see Hexvader. And we got Check My Pulse, What's Shaking Hexkins. Good to see you. Check My Pulse. Hope you're doing well. And who else we got in here? Good evening, man. Hardest working man in crypto. Yeah, we try. We did 2 streams yesterday and the day before, I think. And we're obviously streaming today. And of course, the Monster thread is out now at the moment. So the Monster thread is out. If you haven't checked that out, go have a good read and share it around. Perfect for onboarding new people to learn all about PulseChain every single week. Crypto Night Show publication. And we're looking to have more publications coming out in the future as well. So keep a lookout for that. Sean O'Malley and House, Hexkins rule. Certainly do. Represent. And of course, let's get into the next part of the PulseChain coverage, which is really the title of the video, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and PulseChain Treasuries. I'm going to break a few things down and drop a few new pieces of alpha that we actually haven't talked about before. So we do that. Let's do it. All right, so let's jump away to here. I think we might take that view. Oh, no, let's go for the big view, eh? So here is, where is the, I'm going to have to move around a bit, aren't I? Let's go to the bottom there, right? Let's go to the bottom. There we go. So this is the top 100 public Bitcoin treasury companies. So accumulating treasury at the top, you can see Strategy, right? Michael Saylor, MSTR, and they've got 628,791 Bitcoin. Pretty amazing, right? Pretty amazing. We got some very well-known names all along here. We got Trump Media and Technology Company, DJT, holding 18,000. We got Galaxy Digital, 17,000. We got Coinbase Global, 11,700. We've got Tesla holding 11,500. So we've got lots of very well-known protocols here. Some of the names you may not be too familiar with. We've got Mara holding with 50,000, XXI with 43,000. So we've got lots of different companies in here. Some more got bigger brand recognition than others. So yeah, pretty crazy. We've got GameStop, of course, down here at 4,700, etc. So you can sort of see the list here as we go further down. And of course, we go on to page the second column all the way down there as well. And then finally, the bottom of the column, 100. And the bottom one there is HK Asia Holdings with 29 Bitcoin. So total of the top 100 is 959,798 Bitcoin. And of course, probably 2/3 of that is sitting in strategy, the very number one there, which is pretty huge, right? So here's some of the little thoughts of this. Is that imagine they're trying to talk about these. Imagine trying to say how is the government going to increase its Bitcoin, and how's it going to it's running a digital strategy. It wants to be the king of Bitcoin and crypto. So how's it going to do that? Well, one way it can obviously find many methods and different ways of buying Bitcoin. Obviously, with the Bitcoin, it has to be budget neutral, generally speaking. And of course, we also, with the altcoin stockpile, they can accumulate a lot of those tokens, right? So how do they build on their portfolio that they've got so far? Most of it, obviously, due to confiscation. But how do they actually buy or build up their backing there? And of course, we saw with the Genius Act with the stable coins, that's going to be massive for Ethereum with Circle and Tether and backing US Treasuries. So fantastic for supporting the US reserve currency. But how do they actually build back? How do they actually build their bags, right? So we're expecting them to come out with a lot of different methods. Obviously, we just had the digital, paper out for the digital strategy. We're expecting more of that over the next couple of months, basically this month, next month, right through to September. And of course, September, October. So we're going to have a lot more idea of what they've got in store. But one of the ways they might do it is actually buying one of these public companies. So if they're wanting to, maybe buy 1 million Bitcoin, then how they're going to do that. If they buy it onto the market, you're going to see their accounts. You're going to see, people will be watching it. They're going to push up the price dramatically. So one of the ways they might do it, of course, is buying public companies, whether that's trying to buy strategy or so forth. Up here and quickly pick up 628,000 Bitcoin, right? That might be the way that it gets done. So we could see a lot of different strategies happening. They might do public-private mining, all sorts of different sort of tactics to accumulate Bitcoin as part of the Bitcoin strategic reserve. So it's going to be pretty funny. So that's obviously going to, regardless of what method they use, it's going to be bullish for crypto, and of course push a lot of capital into crypto as everybody follows the lead of the United States. So these are all things that potentially coming up ahead, and we've got to keep very close attention to them because they can have major exponential or parabolic re-rates on the price of Bitcoin and of course crypto generally, because the market is still very small. We saw that market's still less than 4 trillion. That's a very small market in the world. And of course, people are starting to, like BlackRock and others are starting to look at Bitcoin as the like gold, right? So it's getting its proved up. We're in price discovery as we move forward to try and see how can Bitcoin get closer and closer to gold, because more and more wider acceptance is happening amongst institutions and corporates and things like that, and of course sovereign states as well. And of course, Trump, since he's led the way on digital, is really leading the way there. So we've now got, the mega theme happening, and that's potentially going to make a mega cycle. The other thing that we're going to see tested also is the typical, 4-year cycle in crypto, particularly Bitcoin. And that's because we've got institutions coming in, right? Those institutions are coming into Ethereum, coming into Bitcoin and Litecoin and other different ecosystems. And they are long-term holders, right? So they're not really dumpers. They're not going to come in and dump. So the 4-year cycle is going to be, potentially very different as we get longer holders that are bigger too. They're going to hold and typically stake if they can, or create some sort of other way of creating money, particularly on Bitcoin. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see all that play out, and therefore we could see a change in the 4-year cycle as well. So you can sort of see a lot of these different things coming up. We've got to really keep a tab on where the US government is going with their digital strategy, and we'll know a lot about that in obviously from this month onwards, as we explore where they go with the digital strategy and the different ways they're going to buy Bitcoin, and of course altcoins for the altcoin stockpile, and of course all that's going to dramatically push up the whole value of the industry. And of course, as we get wider acceptance in that, we're going to see potentially, Bitcoin go to 250K. That could happen this year by December, right? So we're definitely looking at a potentiality for 150 to 250K, probably at the top end for this year alone. And of course, we're expecting a pretty big rally into the final quarter of this year. And then, of course, on to 26, where we could see even higher valuations hitting, 400K, even higher potentially into the top of the cycle, possibly even, if not 400K, then even higher, maybe even up to, $1 million if we get to sort of where gold market cap is right now. So a lot of excitement coming. We've got every player on the field, which we didn't used to have. But now we've got everybody, pretty much. We obviously got time's required because, corporates and institutions, when they want to take Bitcoin onto their balance sheet, they have to change their risk profile. They have to include it in their acceptance to actually accept Bitcoin as part of their securities. So we've got a lot of this, and this takes a little bit of time. We do see a lot of people flocking to that, which is really, really exciting. So we do see a big early rush, and that's continuing to build momentum. So it takes time for, I guess, expansion across traditional finance and corporates. So that's all playing out. But when you've got the sovereign state, the United States, using it as the backbone of their economy moving forward, as well as dealing with a debt, US debt, potentially the big $37 trillion, it's pretty massive, right? So you've got to get pretty excited about where we're heading. So very, very cool. Everybody's coming. It's going to be so good. And of course, we have the maximally possible support from the United States, which really is the one that matters. We see the Chinese economy really is declining. They keep, intermittently, I can't do mining, can do mining, all this sort of stuff. But their economy is in big trouble, right? So they're looking, at best they're growing at 1%. They're probably even stagnating. And of course, the economy is look at 3%, looking probably under Trump's era to go to 5 to 6% economic growth. It's going to be pretty exciting. And of course, that's where the money is, and people follow the money, right? So it's going to be pretty exciting. And we're going to keep a lookout for how the US might actually acquire Bitcoin. And of course, one of the ways may be through the public Bitcoin treasuries if they're going for $1 million, while the obvious target is strategy from Michael Saylor, right? So it's the obvious target there. So we could see some really big turns there. Michael Saylor, of course, has his own personal Bitcoin supply. I'm sure he won't be selling that. We could see potential takeovers and things like that happening with many of these companies on the list. It'll be interesting to see how that plays. And of course, we are expecting even more people, or at least more entities, entering this list on Bitcoin as well. So fun times ahead, guys. And I thought we'd just bring up these topics today, just as a general sort of introduction, and then maybe we'll continue to break that down a little bit and track it a bit more closely as we move forward, because it's going to be very, very bullish for the whole crypto market, as you guys know. Very exciting indeed. We've got Pulse Matrix in house there. Let's go. Absolutely. All right, so let's jump over to, we've talked about Bitcoin here, talked about some general comments on that, but we've also got the strategic ETH happening, right? So obviously with the Genius Act and this potentiality for stablecoins, trillions of them, we've had Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent in the United States obviously talk about, potentially 4 trillion by 2030. It is incredible stuff. We're sitting at about 260 million stablecoins. Imagine that going to 2, 3, 4 trillion in the next 12 to 4 years or so. It's pretty massive. It's pretty massive, right? And of course, we're seeing the corporates front run that move. They're front running that move because it has opened up a whole new territory. And at the top of the list, of course, we see Bitmine immersion there. That is Tom Lee, probably one of the most famous analysts, if not the most famous analyst, I think, out there, just about, at least in public TV, is out there. And he set up a specialized unit, Bitcoin immersion there, to buy 6 million coins, 5% of the Ethereum supply. It is basically, the oil run, whatever run you want to see, Ethereum is considered to be that. And of course, these guys are front running the move. And of course, we saw a survey that they did on the replacement value of Ethereum, and they had ETH price at $60,000 guys. $60,000 is incredible. So if we're at 3,700 or something at the moment, or 3,600, I think we are. We're talking about over 18x, maybe 20x higher to get to that $60,000 replacement value. estimate. So it's pretty exciting where we're going to be going. Now, we've been talking exciting. Of course, we've been talking about, getting up to 10K or, even 7.5K, right? Even 7.5K, obviously the all-time high, 4,900. And I think that's obviously very easily doable. But now we've got big buyers coming in wanting to buy 6 million coins, for goodness sake. Remember that we've got about 35% of the coins actually staked and things like Lido. There's about 9 million coins in there. And of course, we've only got about 120.7 million tokens in supply on Ethereum. And all these players that are coming in, a lot of them are long-term holders. We're getting the same thing in Bitcoin. So the cycle of Ethereum could be very different. Obviously, the re-rate in value would be required. And of course, it's also self-fulfilling because as these guys come in, they are pushing such big money into the Ethereum network that it's just pushing the value out, right? So Bitcoin immersion currently at 833,000 Ethereum, and of course we see this. They've only got this in the last 6 weeks, and it's exciting times. Now we're expecting 6 million guys, so they would just move from 10% of the target, and so it's onwards and upwards from there. Now SharpLink Gaming, it has just jumped today. I'm very excited about that. So we saw Bitmine on the 4th of August there by another 208,000. Pushing it up to 833,000. And we saw Ether Machine come in as well. So Ether Machine is number 3. It bought another 10,600 on the 4th as well. And you can see it now sitting at number 3 there with 345,000. And now today, on the 5th of August, we have seen SharpLink Gaming buy 83,600 more Ethereum, guys. It's all happening, guys. It's so exciting. And they are now up at 521.9 thousand. So over 500,000 Ethereum there is now sitting in SharpLink. So we now have 2 players on this leaderboard. We only had one yesterday. We now have 2 players on this leaderboard with over 500,000 Ethereum here sitting on the Strategic ETH reserve. Fantastic. And that pushes us up higher, right? That pushes up higher. We're now sitting at 2.5% of the ETH supply is now sitting in the Strategic ETH reserve list here, which is pretty fantastic, right? Pretty fantastic. With a value now of almost $11 billion in total across 64 participants now registered here. Is pretty spectacular, right? You got to get excited about that. Now, we've also got some other action down here. Obviously, we've got PulseChain Sacrifice sitting like a boss at number 5. And of course, Richard Hart was very early on that move, which just tells you how much he's playing chess here with a lot of stuff that's happening on PulseChain. And it was Strategic ETH reserve 166.3 thousand ETH there. And of course, he was the one that instigated it. So it's very, very exciting. The PulseChain Treasuries there looking very good. So let's zoom in on that a little bit and we can see here the value. So let's refresh that. So we got the value currently at 598,000, and of course, 598 million, I should say. That's a bit different, but pretty exciting. So current ETH price just below 3,600. The DCA or the entry price 3,773. So we're up just below break even there. So we got another, about $30 million to go just with that little price change. Can happen very, very quickly as well. So that's kind of the play there on the old strategic PulseChain reserve there. Looking very, very good. That's at number 5. But we've had a lot of moves, right? We got Bitcoin digital, so I should say, with 120,000 ETH. So we now have 9 players registered on here with over 100,000 ETH. And we have 2 players over 500,000. And it's all happening so fast. Every week we're seeing major moves, and we're going to have a lot more of these treasury acquisition vehicles come onto this list. Keep a lookout for all that. But we've already had a number. Look at that: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we've got these new entrants coming in the bottom here, 2 of them, and of course waiting for their numbers to come in. But very, very exciting about this. As we go. And like I like to say, we haven't mentioned it, but today, but the Titanx could have at least 3 entities, if not 4 entities, potentially moving on this list as well with their treasury buy and burns, which is pretty exciting. So that is where we're at the moment. So the big news: SharpLink there buying another 83,000 today, and of course yesterday 218, almost 220,000 ETH there bought by ETH Machine, Game Square Holdings, and Bitmine Immersion. And of course, we've got Game Square's holdings down here, I think somewhere. There it is at number 20, sitting on 50,600. So the game is afoot, and we're likely to see a lot more big institutions come in there to accumulate Ethereum. It's so exciting, guys. Honestly, it's like as close to certainty as you can get. It's pretty awesome. All right, so that is the Strategic ETH reserve. We talked about Bitcoin, of course. and we talk about the U.S. government, and of course we've got the big U.S. government's altcoin stockpile, and so we talked about Bitcoin, some of the ways they might purchase their Bitcoin, maybe just going after big existing targets like Strategy, and get scoop up a whole ton of Bitcoin at the same time, over 600,000 Bitcoin, or they may buy other entities as well, and that's the way that we might do it. Obviously, America is free enterprise, so they probably won't be doing any state acquisition, so to speak, nationalization, but definitely could potentially go for a public company, and that's one way of getting a lot of Bitcoin. Or they, the slower way, maybe if they're going to do a lot less, but I suggest to you that if they're really going to back, crypto and digital, and of course treat Bitcoin as the new digital gold, then maybe they will try to go for a big number, maybe like 1 million Bitcoin or something like that. So keep a look up for that. But also they've got their altcoin stockpile, and the strategic ETH reserve is definitely something that they'll be looking at as well. So we should see some more policies around that. So keep a lookout particularly over the next couple of months as we look deep delve into that. So it's kind of just a general discussion at the moment, but we're going to pull up substantiators for all this as we move forward. But exciting times, guys, exciting times. And just to have PulseChain sitting there at number 5, isn't that awesome? I mean, it's so cool, really is. And we've got to be excited about that. All right, so if we do get to this replacement value, and you're talking about 60,000K, then that's $10 billion the PulseChain sacrifice will be. Isn't that amazing? $10 billion strategic reserve, and I think our TVL on PulseChain something like 350 or something like that. Moves around, of course, tens of millions, but imagine that'd be an absolute massive re-rate of where we would be at the moment. So it's pretty crazy. If we're currently, our ETH strategic reserve is currently balanced at 600K, then maybe we get minimum we would get to as just on a linear, which is pretty lame in crypto, but is 5 billion there. So that'd be a massive re-rate, right? So what's that? Maybe 18x from here, right? 18x from here. So it could be pretty exciting. Minimum there. So looking good. All right. So that is, we know that's not how AMM pools work though, right? So it's probably going to be an order of magnitude higher than that. All right. So we got Duke in the house there. Cheers, everybody. Good to see you, Duke. Welcome to the chat there. We've got SMO Spider as well. 100. Loving it. And of course, if you guys are new, don't forget to follow on X and subscribe on YouTube. I really do appreciate that. All right, so that is where we are right now with all the bullish stuff coming. And we're going to be covering that regularly because it is so bullish and it's underpinning our super cycle, man. We're on a super cycle. Let's get into PulseChain and talk about that where we're at the moment. We're at 32 minutes on the hour, and we got day 817 since PulseChain, a full system state copy of Ethereum based on the 10th of May 2023, and then went live on the 13th of May 2023. We would then had to suffer the dark clouds of the SEC from the 31st of July 2023 all the way through to finally the 7th of July this year. And of course, that is just about a month ago. It's really crazy. We're almost on a month anniversary, and now we're in what I call the third era: the Richard Hart wins era, the freedom era, and the bull run era. So we're basically a month into that. We always know there's always going to be a bit of delay before we really get the big move. We've had a little teaser about that a week ago with a nice little run there. And of course, we're going to look at the breakout to the upside. We're going to check out the PulseChain charts today. I just feel like it's a need, it's a time, and we're going to break down some really good alpha on the charts. We've got coming up to some golden crosses, which is just so exciting, and we're breaking down that long-term resistance. It is exciting, guys. You got to be accepted about that. We're also seeing some animation on PulseChain right now around meme coins and pump tires. So those are something that's really, really ramping up too. All right, so let's get into it. PulseChain at the moment, quadruple 0441, down 5.28%, sitting at 44% of the mean sacrifice price. We've got PulseX at the moment is down 8.9%, and that is sitting at quadruple 0348. And we've got incentive token there, $1.88 is down 7%, and we've got PHEX there, or HEX on PulseChain, is 1.13 cents, down 7.25% there. EHEX at the moment at 1900th of a penny. Combined price of EHEX and PX is sitting at 1.32 cents. And that is where we are right now. Let's have a look at the gas prices. We're sitting at 1 million beats exactly, just about. Well, not exactly, we've got 377, but we're at 2 cents right there. And of course, the validators, let's look at that. 52,692. I think that's gone up. I can't remember what the number was yesterday, but I think it's gone up. We got the normally I remember that number, but I've just forgotten it today. I can't remember. I've got these two different numbers in my head. We got $102.8 million at the moment, so we're definitely down from yesterday about maybe 1.1 million or something. And of course, we've obviously got to pull back in EHEX a little bit. That always impacts a little bit there, and so forth. So that's kind of where we are right now. As you guys know, native stable coins are going to be increasingly important, and they're also a mega theme, right? Because we have talking about Ethereum and these ETH acquisition vehicles on the back of the Genius Act, and that's unleashing potentially trillions of stablecoins. Then our own stablecoins, native stablecoins, will become, I guess, intrinsically more valuable. And we have three liquidity forks listed here: USDL, PXDC, HEXDC, all based on Pulse, of course, PulseX and Hex. And then we also have Ink Printer there, all based on Ink from Fast Abdul and his team. And so that is four liquidity forks. They are 4 of the top 10 out of about 35 liquidity forks out there. And of course, Liquidity is from Ethereum and has been a super successful model for highly collateralized stablecoins. So pretty awesome. We also have Coast, of course, which is a fiat-backed stablecoin. So this is a different model at all. Basically, it's directly fiat coming on to Coast, and then you can also, through Coast, buy a lot of tokens on PulseChain directly as well, which is pretty exciting. Obviously, we're waiting for PUSD ALGO to come. That's going to require a Oracle, and of course, we have the Fetch Oracle, but it's a fork of Tala on Ethereum, and it lacks some of the bells and whistles that I believe is needed for PUSD ALGO. And of course, we're looking forward to a Tetra launch, and Tetra is going to unleash potentially Signum. And of course, we know that PUSD has got some involvement with Signum tokens ready for that, and that apparently is going to be adequate to launch. But then, of course, there are other utilities in the background that are being worked on as well. And so we're looking forward to see where that might land and enable PUSD ALGO. And PUSD ALGO could be Terra Luna done right? Terra Luna done right with what we call stability miners. So having a whole ton of bots being funded with liquidity, stabilizing stablecoin on top of USDL, the liquidity fork. So it's really a double stablecoin, and we're looking forward to that action as well. And that could be hopefully launching before the end of the year. I mean, it really needs, I think that's the time frame it should happen. We know that Jacob got a team together at the beginning of the year, and that has been progressed. So looking forward to where that will go. I think the basic technology was pretty much known well over a year ago, year and a half. It's worked very successfully on PulseChain as a live testnet, and or live test, I should say. And so yeah, pretty excited where that will go. And of course, yeah, let's see where it goes from here. It's going to be pretty fun. You got to be a little bit patient, but definitely exciting. And of course, yesterday I broke down my thoughts on a potential integrated ecosystem between Mafia game, on-chain bet launching in September, and of course Mafia roadmap being changed to launch quicker. So September is looking really good, actually, I think, for possibly some of Jacob's ecosystem. The only criticism I've ever had is, and the one that many people make, is timeframes, right? Timeframes slip a lot. And of course, we'd like to see it all launched together. Now, the brilliance, of course, of what he does is undisputed. It's fantastic. It's definitely the high end of DeFi. And he's probably one of the best peer-to-peer devs in the world, and his team are spectacular. But timing is very important there. So I think they kind of got the idea of this Mafia rejig with the timeline. And so I think they're onto it. So I think they sense that the bull market is here. And of course, they have had tough times. I mean, it's always tough developing. Well, you've got the SEC overhang over PulseChain, but I really feel like the time is near. The time is near. So I think if they can get a Oracle solution, they could have PUSD up and running in no time as well. So pretty exciting. And yeah, let's see. Will they have an integrated ecosystem that's omni-chain and multi-chain? That's what it looks like is happening. And of course, PUSD is going to have a V3 DEX as well. So not only just a stable coin, a high yield DeFi, or at least a decent DeFi yield options on there as well, but also the V3 DEX and potentially its own competition with maybe possibly people like 9mm and things like that. So it's got potentially a lot of potential to really have a huge ecosystem that's integrated and on multiple chains as well. Could have some bridging technology in there as well. So keep a lookout for that. So we may have another bridge coming in through there as well. So kind of see that we could have a very large system coming out of Jacob there, and maybe that's the big surprise. We shall see. Those are some of my conjectures based on things that I have seen. Pretty awesome. Now, if you don't want to participate in PUSD ALGO, you can still do that through a contribution and your sacrifice, and that is in the video description. Remember, over 75% of the funds, once it does launch, will be pushed into all the LP pools in the same day. So it's very different from other sacrifice contributions that you've seen in the past. Very excited for that. So yeah, and that could bring a huge PUSD. Now, it's also, the final comment I'm going to make about PUSD is that it's going to solve one of the problems that these other stable coins don't do, and that is scalability, right? So it's going to be able to really potentially scale as people purchase ALGO, they can mint PUSD and so forth. So that is kind of what we're looking forward to there. It won't have so many sticky, restrictive things that we see in liquidity forks in terms of demand. And of course, it really unleashes a lot of power because people have that capital already on chain, particularly if we're going to have this bull run coming up where we've got a lot of stuff flooding over through Ramp now, through Liberty Swap, through the official bridge, all these different ways of getting capital onto chain. And of course, there's about 20 or so bridges. Going to be pretty exciting. So yeah, let's keep a lookout for that. And man, if it's as good as liquidity in its own category, the category that really hasn't been solved in crypto, part of what they call a stable coin trilemma, if it solves that, man, and it looks good then that's going to be a bit of fame for PulseChain having the first true decentralized stablecoin on PulseChain. Wouldn't that be fantastic? So looking forward to that. All right, so that's kind of the juicy stuff there. And of course, on the back of the Genius Act and all the bullish stuff around the mega theme of stablecoins, it's going to be pretty epic, I think. So looking forward to that. All right, so let's jump into the total market cap, total volumes at the moment. We've got 20 million. Let's go full screen, shall we? And no, we won't. Let's go back to the screen. And we've got 20.2 million. And we've got the top coins right now. And part of the title video, I've got Briah meme coins. Now, we talked about this yesterday with all the whale coins, right? So we've got the Alamo up there right now that's been around for 5 days, up 232%. We've got only up coin that's been around for 2 hours. That's up 163% there right now. And then we've got Briah there from a good old, just got pipped by Pulse Guy, been around for 7 hours, and it's up 109%. But Briah there, this is the meme coin here that suddenly has got adopted from Rack and Michelle. And not only did he adopt it, but it's become his favorite. And this has been pumped. Ever since we talked about it yesterday, it's been pumped. So let's go to the hourly chart here. That's the 4 hourly one. Let's go to the hourly chart. And where we were yesterday, pretty much the same time. What were we there? 12 o'clock. So yeah, we were here. So the price was 1/10 of a penny, and basically it's done over 2x since then, right? So it's done over 2x. Let me find that 12 again. And yeah, it's done over 2x there. Look at that. So up 107% in the last 24 hours, I guess it is. So pretty fantastic. And that was after we were talking about it. So there we go. It had already been climbing, of course. And of course, we've been watching it since the beginning, but it had been climbing there up to 2/10 of a penny. And he's now put out all these press releases to all these news agencies with a professional press outfit, and it's game on, right? And he's also talked about adding it, or at least being part of his big platforms that he was launching. He's got a coin ranking site, I believe a centralized exchange, I think it's going to be. We'll have to double check that, but he's got 3 different platforms going to be launching. Of course, these are repackaged from platforms he was going to launch years ago, but probably because of the SEC overhang, didn't want to launch those corporate platforms because not only it was a bit bearish market, but really probably because of the SEC. Didn't want to get entangled, his business entangled in that, which is fair enough. So that's kind of where we are right now. But of course, we're free now, free since the 7th of July, and it's game on. And so he's been talking about those recently as well. So we're excited about where that might go. But anyway, Briah token there. He wants it to be the number 1 meme coin on PulseChain. He's certainly, with a whale backing it and all his powers to influence it, we could see this ultra move. It's only $2 million market cap now, but double overnight, right? It was 1 million we were talking about yesterday. But how high will this go? We shall see. All right, so that's kind of cool. What else that's been moving? A Fitzgerald company. Now, a Fitzgerald company, this is, I've seen these sort of things before, right? So these are my comments. You might really like Fitzgerald. My only problem with this is that it's really held by 4 guys, and they say they're not going to sell it, but all it takes is 1 guy, right? This takes 1 guy, and I've seen this before. I've seen a group of 4 guys just say, we're going to hold it without any locking, right? There's no locking. Then, it's just like one guy goes, oh man, this is so wealthy now. I'm going to drain the pool. So, you can decide what you think of that. But those are some of my thoughts there. So that's why I really don't talk too much about Fitzgerald. I just thought I'd talk about it now since it's on the leaderboard there. You can have your own opinion and take on your own risk with that. You can take on your risk. We got Meowth in the house. Meowth. That's up 35% right now, and that's sitting at just below 2/10 of a penny. That's been around for 16 hours. So we've got a few new coins today in the mix, and of course, I'm not endorsing any of them. Have new coins pop up every day, and I just happen to be covering the top performers in the day. So that's pretty much it. All right. So we got number 10 there is Ravi. Obviously, a couple of peers there doing well in the top 10 at the moment. We got what else? We got RSI oversold, been around for 5 months, up 2.5% there. And number 13 is Curve Token, also been around for 4 months there. I believe it's a pump ties too. It's up 0.7% there. So those we only got 13 coins that are green today. So it's not the most fun day. But hey, look, the mega themes are fun, and that's why we started off with them, because the mega themes are huge. Around Bitcoin, Ethereum, and these acquisition vehicles. And there's more coming. There's more coming, guys. It is going to be an absolute huge race. It is the Wild West. It's the gold rush on crypto right now. So the stock market is just like they've just woken up. There's all these catalysts for reasons why they should be coming into crypto, and now they're all just going, oh my gosh, we're going to get into this game. We're going to get the U.S. government's backing it now. Michael Saylor's probably going to, Strategy is probably going to be potentially the most valuable company in the world. Like he's surpassing the likes of Nvidia. I mean, this is what we're looking at, folks, in this move on crypto. It is awesome. Gold market cap, gold replacement with Bitcoin. I mean, there's so many mega themes, and price discovery is on right now, and all the money is starting to flow in, and we're expecting some real big run up in the cycle. So it's going to be pretty awesome. And we should have on the end of the cycle, for example, we should have a lot more stable price, because we should have more institutions in there holding for longer term. So you're not going to have as many dumpers per se with the new people buying. So the people that have made a lot of money are selling to these institutions, and so they're losing it, right? And they're making good gains. They might buy themselves a house in Tahoe or something like that. But the institutions are there for the long game, right? So they're there for the long game. So it's going to be interesting to see how that part impacts the cycle. Obviously, prices can still go up and down a lot, but I think we might see that volatility slowly close out, and we expect to see that anyway over time as adoption happens generally anyway. So it's going to be fun to see. All right, so who else we got in the chat here? We got Christine House there. Hello, everybody. Good to see Christine as always. Looking fine with the dime. Looking fine with the dime. What do we got there? Crypto Jack in the house there. Smash the like and subscribe. Absolutely smash the like and subscribe. I like that one, Jack. Crypto Jack's in the house. That's a pretty cool emoji, by the way. It was a little profile pic. We got Fat Sammy in the house as well. Woohoo! Everyone, hope is excited. Yeah, absolutely. We hope everyone is excited. And a big shout out to Fat Sammy, doing amazing stuff out there in PulseChain community. Fat Sammy is somebody that's really stepping up and getting out there, doing a lot of promotion. We have a lot of influencers in PulseChain, but not many of them are actually active right now. And so we are getting a few more active. But Fat Sammy is, I would say, one of the most active out there. So big shout out, Fat Sammy. Really respect that. As you guys know, on the Crypto Night Show, we like people that get out there and do what they say. So very excited. Fat Sammy is out there crushing it. Big shout out there. We got Crypto Jackson House there. I sleep good because I'm long-term HEX stakers and I hold incognito earning in INC. Passive income, nice when they crypto. You're set up nicely there. We got Bitfinex in house there. What's the Alamo chart look like? Says Bitfinex. I don't know. Where is it up here? Is it up here? Oh, there it is up top. Let's have a look at it. So it's been around for how long? 5 days and 4 hours. And let's have a look here. It's got a website? No website. Let's have a look at the checks here. Into Quick Intel has some suspicious functions, but Dex Screener doesn't always categorize things right. Everything else looks pretty good. It's got a 0.5% buy tax apparently, 2% sell tax there, ownership renounced. So no honeypot, etc. So it looks not too bad. Not quite sure why it's coming up with that warning there. But let's have a look at the price. Price is up and to the right, apparently, for the Alamo. And so let's have a look at the ownership supply here. Let's have a look at who owns this thing and have a look. So up and to the right chart at the moment. It's got 206 holders, 992 million Alamo, and 92% is in the dead rest. So they burn off to 92%, which in itself, is cool, but doesn't really. A lot of coins can be burned at the beginning. It's sort of false inflation. But at the moment, we've got some whales in there. We've got 2 whales, 1.43%, 1.26%. So that's pretty cool. And let's have a look what the top whale is worth. Let's go do that. All right, so bam, bam. $1.2 million at the moment. How much liquidity in there? 100,023. So they're going to stay in there if they want to wild, if they really want to get that. So probably in the interest to just hodl and so on. So let's have a look down here. We're going to look down how many sharks are there. Looks like we've got a few sharks. Yeah, a couple sharks in there, probably at least a dozen sharks. And then we get into the dolphins, right? The dolphins there in the mix as well. So there's dolphins all the way down to page 1. So 171,000 tokens to get on page 1. How many pages are there? Well, there's probably 4 pages, right? 4 pages with 200 people with a couple of contracts in the mix. Let's have a look what it takes to get on page 1 right now for the old LMO there. $14,500 to get on to page 1 there. And that's something, given 120K liquidity, they're a person that could exit, without having too much problem. But that is looking pretty good up to the right. Let me know for next, other than what I just talked about, what you like about that chart and what you like about the project. Obviously, it's up and to the right at the moment. Thanks for your great content, says Caliente. Happy to catch a live stream. Hey, appreciate that. It's great to have you on the community as well. Share this journey. We're all sharing the journey. And of course, I love it so much, I stream about it. That's pretty much it. So hope you guys enjoying it as well. Now, as you guys know, the Crypto Night Show also does promotions in PulseChain. PulseChain really lacked it. A professional PulseChain outfit and a professional PulseChain outfit that does promotions. So we do that. So if you're a team out there, you want to get promoted, we're gonna, we'll have a look at you. We've turned down 4 teams so far that we don't think is quite adequate, but due to security and things. But if you have a really good project with good tokenomics and a fair chance, we'll look to promote that. So you can hit either myself up or MBS Crypto, and we can help you with that. And we do what we say, and people are pretty happy about that. So if you want to hit us up, get out there. If you're a new team or if you're an existing established team, let us know. As well as it's exciting times. You're launching at the right time in the chain, that's for sure. And PulseChain really needed somebody to be able to cover that. And since we're doing it every day, we thought, why not? Why not us? Why not us? We got Brendan House there. Hex Golden Cross coming in. Woohoo! Hey, Brendan, you're front running my commentary on Hex, but that's good. That's what we'll talk about that now. So let's go into the chart, shall we? And we'll talk about that. And we're going to get into some of the giveaways that are on right now. So stay tuned. We've got lots of giveaways coming out there. So if you want to earn free crypto on PulseChain, well, we've got a bonanza happening right now. Everybody is out there. Every cat and dog. There's lots of cat and dog memes, or at least a lot of dog memes. We're probably lacking cat memes, relatively speaking. So if you're out there, you want to do cat memes, let us know. Let's go into the Hex chart since Brendan started off with that one. Let's have a look at where that is going right now. It is looking bullish, guys. I know Fat Sammy put out some comments on some TA. So if you haven't checked out Fat Sammy on X and you want to see his view on the charts, go check him out. So there we go. There's a big shout out for Fat Sammy out there crushing it with one of the most active PulseChain influencers out there right now. So big shout out there for Crypto Sammy again. Man, Fat Sammy. I said Fat Sammy, not Crypto Sammy. He is crypto, but not the Fat Sammy. He's a Fat Sammy. Fat Sammy's not that fat. So he's like slimmer and all that. I don't know. You have to tell us where you got the name from. Maybe when he was like 6 years old or something, the old kid story. But let's jump away. Let's jump away from that before I get in trouble. We got the 4 hourly there. Let's go to the daily and let's see what's going up. Oh, look at this, guys. Look at this. So this is what he's talking about here. Let's change the circle, shall we? Let's pull that circle and let's pull it away and look at this. That is our golden cross. Look at that. Bam, 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 bam. Should we change that? What color should we change it to? Let's change it to that blue. Look at that. Woohoo! Golden cross is coming up, guys. Hex is legit, yeah, boy. Hex is legit, little boy. Hex Golden Cross, you got it. You got it, Brennan. You know these charts. He's our TA guru, by the way, in Discord. So if you haven't joined up Discord, links in the description. We have to call him Slim Sammy now. Slim Sammy, Sammy and Slim Shady. That's hilarious, dude. So anyway, we got a pretty magical Golden Cross coming up. It's gonna be cool. Yeah. So nice call there from Brendan. Brendan did a great job. That is coming up, guys. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. We got the RSI cooling off on the daily. It's down at 59. And the 4 hourly, what's that looking like to give us a bit more room? It's just come below the 50 here, bouncing off the 45 on the 4 hourly. It's looking good. And we're just riding at the moment above the 50 on the 4 hourly. That's exciting. I need to add a 21. Let's add 21. I wouldn't be, I'll get grief if I don't add a 21 in here as well. I just can't remember. I think I do it blue. On the 21. Let's add this. I'm going to just type them up, because it's fun to do the clicking buttons. But we're going to hit the sign there. I just can't remember what I do for that. I think I do the baby blue for that. They don't give you enough color. Oh, you got more colors here, but they just don't, they're not glowy enough, Gotta have some glow. But that's the mix there. That's the mix. I don't know why I've got the circle here now. Why have we got the circle there? I can't remember. That's the circle from the daily, right? Forgot it straight away. But there we go. That is where we're looking at the moment. So we're looking good. And what are we, just below the 21? I think we're just below the 21 right there. So we're about to get above that too. That's very, very bullish. So look at the convergence of all these lines. It's crazy. And all the way down here is the 200-day EMA 204-hour EMA sitting here. But the RSI really cooled off of that. We're looking pretty nice here, actually. And of course, on the weekly, you guys know we got tons of room. Look at the weekly. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo! The weekly is sitting at 40.55. And here we are. We've got also look at this. We've got the 9-day moving average about to move over the 21-day moving average. Look at that. It's about to cross. And we've got all these moving up. Isn't it beautiful? It's like an orchestra of lines that are moving. It's like that. It's really moving nicely. So we're getting all these crossing over, and we're going to get them crossing over the 34-day, that purple line. That is coming up too. So let me get rid of the RSI so we can see that a little bit better. But you can see we're actually getting up there pretty nice. Let's go full mode, and let me pull up. Let me pull myself up here with a bit of bad movie magic. It's not. I got a split studio. I was supposed to do it really smooth, but hey, sometimes we just do it. So yeah, pretty cool. Look at that. Crosses coming up here. And of course, what's the cool thing that we see in this chart? Well, we see that Hex is over that long-term downtrend, right? We're already over it. So Hex on PulseChain is looking really, really good. Bring it on, and looking fun. All right, so that is a good observation there. Thanks, Brendan, for that. We've got the fireworks on play there. A big clap, 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 indeed. So that is Hex. Hex is looking good. Let's jump away to, Pulse and have a look at Pulse. Pulse is the ocean on PulseChain. And of course, where Pulse goes, that lifts everything else, all the other boats. And we can see on the 4-hourly here right now, we are sitting pretty similar with all the moving averages really, really nicely. We've got higher lows in the charts as well. Obviously, a lower high from where we were, but things are actually looking pretty good. We've cooled off in the RSI on 40. We're at 47 as well. Pretty similar to Hex. Looking on the daily, and this is what we've got going. So we already had a bullish cross with the 34-day over the 50-day. So that's bullish cross there. We already had a bullish cross with the 9-day over the 34-day way back here. And we're riding above the 9-day right now. We're riding above that right now. Got good support there. But what do we got going on here? Let's talk about it. Well, we've got a golden cross, right? We've got a golden cross. So let's bring in another little picture. We'll find a picture here. Let's bring another picture here, and bam. That is the move. Look at that. So, boom. That's not the golden cross, guys. It's coming down here. That's the golden cross. I got it straight. Anyway, so can you give me some grief? Give me a bit of room to move, because it's so exciting. All these golden crosses coming up, guys. So yeah, golden cross here. We got the outside cooled off a bit down at 59, which just gives us a bit of room to move there on the daily. We obviously see on the 4-hourly we're down at 47, so it's got a lot of room to move there. And then on the weekly, we have on PulseChain, we have got the RSI all the way down at 56. But look at this. On the weekly, we've already got a really bullish cross here with the 9-day over the 21-day. So we're already bullish across there. And we're coming up to cross over the 9 over 34, which is a key bullish move there as well. We don't have a 200-week cross average, but we've got the 50-week average up here at 4,200 on the price chart. And we're about to bust out on the weekly on the old PulseChain. So PulseChain almost about to break away. We punched it through it. We tested back, but we are looking really good now. Looks like the market wants to move. We've got a W in here as well. So that's kind of cool. So we've got a W. Let me find my little pull pin here. We've got a W. Now I'm really bad at this, so just give me a bit of license here. We've got the W there. We got the W, and that's looking pretty good. So got a right click there. There's it. All right, I did it. It's probably the first time on live stream. So got a little W there, and so that's looking really good for our next move, way higher, right? So looking good. Big moves coming from PulseChain. I think so. Now you guys know we've probably got just over 2 weeks, is it? Maybe in that ballpark. The marketing is going to start as well. It's very exciting. We know that Liberty Swap and obviously many other bridges are ramping up their offerings, up to 40 chains, 3 tokens in, basically stable coins. and to buy all the PulseChain goodies. And we've seen a lot of the teams get very excited about getting listed on Liberty Swap recently, and of course a lot of other teams trying to get listed on there as well. But I'm sure they're all going to make it. So very, very exciting where we're heading. PulseChain's looking very, very good. So let's have a look at the daily. I want to go back to the daily one more time and look at that, and let's get rid of the RSI. We don't need that anymore. And let's have a look at let's zoom in here at the overall market here on PulseChain. This is the 3 eras, as I call it. We had the Genesis era all the way from the 13th of May all the way through the 31st of July. Then we had the SEC dark cloud era, right? And we certainly had this mega downtrend here that we have been stuck into. And of course, that caused a lot of angst. It was a great accumulation zone, though, for those buying, but for those that were holding and, of course, had done sacrifices, a lot of angst there, of course, no doubt. That's perfectly fine. And, of course, but now, since the 7th of July, we are free. Freedom indeed. And, of course, Richard Hart, of course, gaining the glory there, winning against the SEC. And, of course, PulseChain and PulseX and Hex are free. Pretty awesome. And, of course, now we are in green, right? Green. We've gone from red with the dark clouds of the SEC to green, bullish green. And, of course, now it's up and to the right. And we're all excited. And it's exciting stuff coming out from there. I've even noticed, a lot more exciting coming out from some of our key top influencers out there. They're getting really excited too, which is great because I'm excited. They're excited. The community's getting excited. And I think we can all sense that we're about to really start taking off. And the charts are saying that too, which is pretty awesome. So exciting times. So what we got here, we got these big moves here. And of course, this we got the SEC coming up, right? This is coming up here, this candle here, this orange, if you're wondering what that is. That's the SEC, and I probably should put some words in it, but that's SEC. Should we do some words? Let's do it. Let's do it while I'm talking about. So SEC. Oh no, actually it's the interest rates, isn't it? Interest rate cut. So that is coming up. We're gonna have to change the color on it though. Let's make it yellow because make it a little bit stand out there. I said make it yellow and I made it orange. That's lame. That's lame. All right, so there we go. We're doing it on live. We're doing it live. Let's do it live. All right, so interest rate cut. So that's pretty awesome. So look, see how things are ranking up there. And I'm trying to remember. This is the Chinese tariffs here. But actually, what I want to do is I want to put something else here instead. So I'm going to put the Chinese tariffs away, and we're going to hopefully move along a bit here. This is the daily, of course, and we're going to. I just don't remember the exact. I'm going to go get the exact date. But we're going to do pretty much, I think that's from yesterday, do 2 more weeks. So 2 more weeks would be about the 18th. So it's about the same day. So it's basically the same day. This is what I had the candle there. That's pretty hilarious. So we're going to put that back at the 18th. And that potentially is, so let's do that. That potentially is, we're going to put pink on that though, I think. We'll put pink on there and then we're going to, we're going to RH promotions. We're going to put that on there, and I'll double check the date, but it's good enough for the time being, right? So we're going to have that. We're going to have to put the wrap text, right? And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. This is the way it goes sometimes when you're doing it live. We're doing it live. All right, so that is pretty much it. So we're coming into such a bullish era, guys. Look at it. I mean, my gosh. It's pretty amazing. And we've got the digital strategy playing out over here, all the macro things playing out over the top of this. It's very, very exciting where we're heading. And, we came out of the bear market and the stock market last year, right? Just recently in like May or something. And now it's game on there too. So things are really exciting. And look at that. Bullish. Let's go. And we're about to, break out here. The chart's still looking good rather than a retrace. And we've got a nice W pattern. It really is looking good. And of course, we had that nice cup and handle as well. Let's see where we go from here. So that is kind of cool. Now, the last one I want to talk about, of course, is PulseX. We're going to get into that. And PulseX, of course, we're talking about not so much PulseX itself. It's still going to break out of its downtrend there, as you can see, but doing what Pulse is doing. Hex has already done it. So Hex is looking very good indeed, very fine. And of course, we've got higher lows in the chart. Got a nice big W's and cup and handles and things. But let's look at the breakout here. I just don't want to. We're going to go straight to the pulse ratio because it's really what we're looking at. And this is really looking good. So 0.78. We're holding this long-term trend. Tested a little bit there a few weeks back. But PulseX on the move. And you guys know that, PulseChain is slightly inflationary, right? It's EIP 159. So it has the block reward and the fee burning. But we've got some big protocols coming down this month. We've obviously got Better Bank launching in a few days. I know the dev is working pretty hard there, so big shout out to Nikki. And we've got Unity launching between the 18th and 20th, which is going to have a massive burning in it. So massive burning, and that will only accelerate potentially over time. I'm expecting to get a very large adoption on that protocol, and the impact it could have on Pulse and PulseX is quite large. So we're going to have, of course, Better Bank launching within the next day, I think it is. That is going to be next day. What day is it? Yeah, next day or so. So that's that countdown must be pretty soon, actually. And that is going to be taking Pulse and PulseX as well as PDI. And that's an Aave, modified Aave fork there. And so, yeah, look excited about that. The other thing, of course, we've got this coming out mid-year as well. Yeah, keep a lookout, guys. It's going to be absolutely huge. And I think we've got Incinerator, which I need to go and hunt the details for. That's going to be launching too. And of course, we've had, there are other launches going out there, but those two particularly are going to be pretty powerful, I think, for PulseX and Pulse Demand. And so, we've got all this on top, all these use cases jumping on top, potentially very large on top of that PulseChain chart that we just looked at the TA. So the fundamentals are just getting better and better. It's exciting times. And of course, we've got all this bridging happening to make it easier to onboard to PulseChain. So if you've got really good value propositions and you've got easy access, it's really great for adoption. And then, of course, it's just promotion. And we see that that's going to be ramping up about 2 weeks. So we've got a convergence of all the right things that we need to take off on PulseChain. Isn't it exciting? Man, it's damn good. Damn good. Oh, yeah. Montreal Randy Savage. Good to be a bit older. Yeah. Right, let's go. Oh, what was that? Hey, come on down. So we're really, really exciting here, and you just never know. Along this path, guys, you just never know what will happen, right? You just never know.
Where the you could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment because it's easier to get them because it takes less economic energy because there's less of it for sale.
Well, that's true, right? You could have a God mode candle at any time. I mean, it could happen, right? We've got plenty of room in the weekly RSI. It just could happen. So, yeah, keep a lookout. Keep a lookout. That's all we can say. So that's pretty exciting where we might be heading there. Very, very cool indeed. All right, we got 555 from DJ and Hexkin. Absolutely, 5555. We got Bitfinex in the house as well. Oh, and I like that LMO supply is, was it 79 million after the massive burn? Bullish. There's Bitfinex there. So we've got some big LMO people in the house there. Bitfinex there. I feel like you're just promoting this. I like the LMO taxes go to Thicken Liquidity and PLS and TFC. And I like the founder, very honest guy. Yeah, we got Brandon, aka Regs Riches. Anyone heard of him? Yes, we have indeed. We got Brendan House there. Big moves coming for PulseChain. Absolutely, that's really exciting where we're heading at the moment. All right, so let's jump into the mix here, and that is PulseX. So looking very good. And of course, as I said, Pulse has got slight inflation, but PulseX is just deflation, and with the buy and burn. And now we're gonna have these protocols come on top of it, give more use cases, and of course with Unity in particular, something like a 20x rate higher burn and buy and burn, and so it's huge, really massive coming up from them. Just like what we're seeing with Taurus on Titanix, we're going to see this do similar what it's doing for Titanix over there, burning, and that's going to accelerate in the future, by the way. Once we start getting up to those big maturities, then we could also see with PulseX, I think it's going to be quite a game changer. And cryptographics out there is just laughing like a Cheshire cat? Is it the one? The Cheshire cat? Just laughing about this because it's going to be so epic. So looking forward to that coming up 18th to 20th of this month. All right, so convergence of all this cool stuff on the PulseChain and of course Macro is epic. Very, very cool to see that. Now we're going to talk about some giveaways. We're 107 minutes on the hour, so doing pretty good. But there's a number of giveaways out there right now. Emmett Farms, of course, you guys know I'm a big fan of Emmett Farms, and of course Kairos from the team there is just so cool. What a great guy, and has been doing a lot of cool things on the crypto there, and particularly innovating around farms. Some of the key innovations, of course, he's been doing is around EDI single-side staking for Emmett. That has been super, super good. Another big theme that he's been doing at Emmett Farms is his number of partnerships and pools that he has. He has a whole range of pools on there and partnerships. So he's been doing a fantastic job on that, really innovating there. And I know that some of the ones like Fat Sammy out there have been really, really, really good. So big shout out to Emmett Farms. They've been doing big partnerships with Pulse Bitcoin, with Crypto Paradise and Surf Token. Many big pools out there, and just absolutely amazing on there right now. So definitely got to check out Emmett Farms. But they're doing a giveaway, and we've seen a whole avalanche, I guess, or whatever you call it, tidal wave of giveaways, which is fantastic. And of course, Emmett giveaway. Onboard Signal activated to participate. Follow Emmett. Tag 3 PulseChain friends, join the community, and boost the signal. Like and retweet there. The event rewards, first place is 100 Emmett, second place 50 Emmett, and third place is 25 Emmett. And of course, the giveaway in 48 hours. So that's pretty exciting. So this got pushed out about 5 hours ago, I think it was. So there's still a long way to go. What's that? 43 hours to go to get into this, and that's fantastic. So I'm going to repost that. We're there reposting there. So get out there and do that on the old Emmett farm. So Emmett's giveaway, and pretty easy to do. So bam, and let me post that link there. Bam, bam, and all right. So that's awesome. And so all you have to do is follow Emmett Farm, tag 3 PulseChain friends, join the community, and boost the signal. Like and repost there as well. Well, I guess I'm going to have to add 3 friends. So who's going to be added? Who's going to be added, guys? Who am I going to add there? We're adding. I don't know who's going to like this. We're going to add in Fat Sammy. Adding Fat Sammy. There's Fat Sammy. We'll do that. Who else? We've got 2 more. Who else can we put on there? Let me see. That we'll go an MBS. Let's add an MBS crypto, and I guess 1 more. Who else? Who else we can do in there? Add IM. I guess IM. Is it IM? Yeah, there we go. Put IM there. All right, cool. So there, get out there, folks, and that's all you have to do to participate. And you could have a chance to win Emmett. You can put it into the farm and earn EDI, or just keep it in EDI every day. So there we go. That's how cool it is. Very awesome stuff there from Emmett Farms. Now, another big one we've had, of course, is from the ladies on PulseChain. They have been crushing it. I can tell you this. The ladies on PulseChain and the Hex community as well have been very highly engaged on PulseChain. Really, we've seen a lot of really good activity there from the ladies. That have been just an incredible job. And of course, you're getting a lot of alpha drop from these guys. They really know their stuff. And of course, they've been doing a lot of other cool things in the PulseChain, really giving that feminine touch, which we like. So big shout out there. 500 Bitcoin giveaway alert. Huge shout out to Rack and Michelle for sponsoring this epic giveaway on PulseChain. And of course, that's on the ladies stream. Join us live on Friday, the August the 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern for crypto chats, fun vibes, and your chance to win big just by tuning into the stream. Don't miss out. Set your reminders now. Who will join the stream? And of course, it looks like they got Hodpool there on this one. They had Sammy Chica was on last week. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff happening on there right now. So let's go. And you got all the ladies jumping in the chat there. Love it. So fantastic there. That is from the crypto class. And of course, it looks like Hodpool going to be there too. So yeah, another giveaway. I guess we're going to call it Claire's giveaway, I guess. So definitely check that out. Bam. But there are lots of these out there now. More teams are doing them. It's very, very exciting. Great to see. What else we got going on here? Let's see. We've got a few people. We've got Brian in the house. Hey, Brian. Good to see you, Brian. Big shout out. And, of course, we've got Wookie in as well. Big move coming for the Waz, apparently. Big move to the 5th place. That's funny, man. All right, so we've got the Clouds giveaway. Let's check that out and get involved. Watch the show, I guess. And going to be a lot of fun. All right, so that is pretty much it. What are we doing? We're an hour and 12 minutes on the hour. Pretty awesome. And yeah, we've got the ladies of crypto out there doing a giveaway, and you can go check that out. What else are we going to do? Let's jump away, and we're going to quickly look at Taurus just to wrap things up, because we've been following Taurus' journey, and of course Unity is coming to PulseChain soon. We've got a couple of minutes to talk about that. Now Titanx right now is down on the low, so this is fantastic, picking up more Titanx to enter Taurus. And of course, let's have a look at the chart there. That is the ratio. So 10-0 is 4,800. So not quite the low, but it has been pretty much close to the low. Let's have a look at these charts on Titanx. So Titanx there, yeah, we're pretty much at the bottom here. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. We have kind of touched those areas before, but we're truly down there right now. 10-0 is 4,800 here. So really, really cheap to pick up tons of Titanx. And remember that Taurus is burning Titanx and utilizing Titanx and locking Titanx away. And the Titanx reserve is going up with the price of ETH. So that's really, though the chart looks pretty wrecked from that point of view, the actual backing value is going up, and the amount of Titanx is going down. So just remember that. Very important thing to remember. All right, so let's have a look at the the good old Treasury and see how much that is actually worth now. So liquid now is 67.8 trillion liquid. That's worth 11.7 million. So remember that number. That's 11. That's the circular liquid supply. But the actual buy and burn is sitting at 16 million. So pretty awesome. And as I said, this would be ranked about number 27 on the strategic ETH reserve as well if they get listed. So we're looking out for that to happen. The payouts, of course, they've got the A8 payout, 888-day payout. They got $4 million of ETH in there as well. So another 1,100. So that takes you to 5,500 ETH in here, which is pretty exciting. That would still keep them around that 27 level, but pretty awesome. Yeah, $4 million. So that's $20 million backing 11.6. Pretty much if that's a payout, but that's going, that's going to DragonX and to Helios, which are all pretty much backers into the PulseChain, right? Sorry, into TitanX, so it's pretty huge. Now, that's pretty awesome. Let's go have a look at the supply stats and see where Taurus is lining up. Taurus is currently taking in 3.54 trillion TitanX, so it's been very successful. And of course, has done it inside, 27 days, 26 days. And that's pretty exciting. And so that's looking pretty good. So not bad. Let's open up the DApp and have a quick look at that too. And we're going to have a look at the stats. And so we're at day 27. Now, you guys know day 27 is the first day that we get some decent supply increase, right? So it's about 14 to 1,500 tokens. I think it's slightly on the top end of that are expected to come out day 27, presumably over the 24-hour period, or at least maybe if it's not today, then it's tomorrow. I have to think about that. But today we've got the first day that Taurus has gone below 98,000 additional rewards or inflation tokens, depending on how you want to describe it. Yeah, let's just call it rewards for simplicity. So 97,966. So first date, we started for 100K. 27 days ago. Now we're down to 97,688,966. Now think about the first day we had 8.5 million tokens, and then we inflated by 100 the next day, and then slightly less than 100 every day. So you've got that profile decreasing, and there's max could ever potentially be as 125 million over the life of the protocol, which is very long tail, of course, decades. But the thing is that most of the inflation will be out early on, and people are fighting to get the supply, and they do that by getting more shares, right? So that's very important to remember there. How do they get shares? Well, there's two ways. You can either create Taurus to get shares, or you can stake Taurus to get shares, right? So you can buy Taurus off the market and stake that, or you can create and then take your creations once they mature and put them in the staking to earn shares. Now, either way, you're earning shares. But just remember, the max date is 88 days. So as soon as the 88 days is over, you claim it, you get your Taurus, but you take your shares out of the pool. And so therefore, that lifts the APR, right? So the APR is going to be battling between the price on the market and, of course, the amount of shares that are in the pool. So it's very, very clever, cool dynamics, and we're going to really enjoy seeing it play out. So that's kind of the play right now. Now, to do staking, though, you do have to pay extra 5%. So there's a different tokenomics in there. And, of course, that's exciting to see. Now, let's go to the burn. The burn continues. The more people to come in, the more self-fulfilling this all becomes, because you're capturing more and more value inside the buy and burn treasuries. And this could arguably get on the strategic ETH reserve once it gets over 100 as well. So that's maybe a week away. We'll see how fast. And then, of course, you've got the buy and burn. The buy and burn is thickening up liquidity. We're up to about 907 billion. So, yeah, maybe if you include the other side as well, maybe we're up to about 1.3 trillion. Now, if we can get up to 3 trillion or so in the actual liquidity pool, that's going to be quite a significant size liquidity pool, really strengthening Taurus in the LP. So that's something we're going to be looking forward to as well. And, of course, then you've got the fractal coming up. That's on day 110. It's going to be launching. Obviously, the max creation period is 88 days. And, of course, this will be launching after that. And that will push all that money into the buy and burn. So, currently $160,000. They will all get flicked into here along with the rest of this money. 350,000. So another 160,000 popping in there. And of course, by the time we get there to 100 day 10, we're going to have a lot more capital in there, right? It's going to be a lot more, presumably, depending on how the buy and burn's going. But the buy and burn's on the low end, 1%. Can get up to 10% there, so kind of cool. All right, so that's kind of the play there on that. And of course, this protocol is on TitanX on Ethereum, but it's coming to PulseChain, and it's going to be coming to PulseChain as Unity. And so we're very excited about that. And we're going to have two protocols competing with ROIs. Isn't that going to be cool? Both on creation and staking. It's going to be pretty neat. And we're going to have different prices. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So pretty cool. And they're on different chains. So pretty cool there. The stats at the moment, $9.31 for Taurus price at the moment. And let's see, the buy and burn, look, gone below 7%. Only 1,454 tokens. However, today we are expecting another 1,400 to 1,500 tokens coming out. What will they do with them? Obviously, terms, typically people that are short term have a kind of ROI mindset. We'll see. Have they been convinced enough to just hodl or stake them? But maybe we'll see what happens there. So that's the first little challenge there. But still, we haven't got that much supply. So we've got about this basically doubling in supply from the new creations coming out. That's going to be the first little challenge. We're expecting, challenge today, and then probably once we get to day 27, then the next sort of challenge is in the 40s, day 40 plus, maybe day 47. We've got a big jump there too. Those are kind of some of the key markers there. So that's kind of the play there. At the moment, we've got 16,047 tokens, so not a lot, and we're adding another 1,400, maybe a few more tomorrow. So yeah, let's see how that plays out on the market price. And we've got 4,000 tokens burned so far, pretty cool. And the stake Taurus there, 5,866. But look, the shares is what we're really looking at the moment. 3 billion and 3.02 billion shares so far. And of course, the more shares there are, the more distributed that inflation gets or that rewards gets at the moment. And as I said, Titanx, 206 billion burned. And of course, what's this going to do to PulseX, guys? When it comes to PulseChain on Unity, with Unity, it's going to be burning PulseX. And that's going to be awesome. And it's going to be arguably a much higher rate, something like 20x the rate that we see buy and burn happening over on PulseChain. So, man, we could see some real fireworks there moving in after mid-August or the 18th of August or so. So when it launches around 18th to the 20th. So pretty cool. Finally, we're going to go to the June report. Quickly check that out just to wrap up the show. I'm going a bit longer than normal, of course. Once you start talking about Taurus, it kind of ends up like that. Tombo says, Frank says, nice long stream. That's true. Tombo says, is there any news on Taurus Titans? I like when it even starts, says Thomas. 18th to the 20th is when we're expecting Unity, which is the same thing as Taurus, but on PulseChain. That is the deadline there. 18th to 20th is the date. What else we got in the chat? We got a couple more comments. Brennan there and Wookie arguing about a league. We got join the strategy club today. Yeah, if you want to join the strategy club, links in the video description there. Cool. And let's get going. Let's go wrap up the show. We've got an hour and 20 minutes. So at the moment, we've got $950,000 gone to Taurus. What will go through PulseChain? That's a question you got asked. Went through Unity. I think it's going to be very high indeed. I think it's going to be very popular. People that sleep on it, it's going to be funny. But here's my basic. If you're asking about strategy around Unity, same strategy for Taurus. Day one, get on day one. Now you can wait off a little bit if you think that there may be a contract issue, but Taurus launched pretty flawlessly. So you're just playing probability there. Otherwise, if you're a bit cautious about contracts, you can always go on day two. Let's see how it goes, right? So there we go. We've got all this ETH being deposited so far. Let me jump into the key market here that we're going to be looking at. Have we got the chart up here? Yeah, this is the chart. No, Taurus creation. We're going to come back. Move to chart, have they? What happened to our chart that we had? I would go with this one, I guess, but we've got a cumulative chart here, and we can see that day 27, which we're on now. So day 27 is, we jumped from, so day 26 we had 1,873 coins accumulatively over all that days, but we're jumping up from 1,873 today to 3,400. So that's what I meant by about 1,500 more coins coming out. So that's going to be our first sort of challenge to the supply and demand. We'll see what they all do, and then we sort of climb up slowly. We've got about 16,800 tokens. So by the time we sort of double that supply, which will probably be a day 43. So that's what I mean. By the time we get into day 40s, we may end up having double supply. Remember, we've got speculators, we've got people buying and staking to offset that, and we also got the odd exotic burning 1%, I think it is, and so forth. So which is in there as well. So, and the buy and burn. So we'll see how all that goes. And then by the time we sort of get into some real inflation, it's really day 45, 46. 47 there. So you can see day 47, we moved from 23,800 to 36,000. Obviously, we're going to be burning coins, staking them, and so that's going to absorb some of the impact from new supply. But we are still probably expecting the price, potentially from today onwards to slowly pull back a little bit. We'll have a little bit of days that are not new supply. And also we got a 14-day claim, right? So the 14-day claims means we may not have coins claimed straight away. They may get claimed a week later, that sort of thing. Some of them may not be claimed. Typically we get about 1 to 3% never claimed, right? People forget about them and they get burned off accidentally. So there we go. So that's kind of the play. That's on the reward tokens, isn't it? The reward parts. So that's kind of the play there. And then of course, as we move forward in time, we start to hit this up ramp, right? So we start to hit this up ramp here. By the time we get to day 75, we're at 300,000 more tokens. So we've got only 16,800 right now. Obviously, we'll burn off some of those, stake some of them, and probably bot a little bit as well, speculators too. And then we really start ramping up by the time we get to day 88, which is the big day. That's our first big day, and then we have a big jump, and that jump is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. We can see now we're only at 1,739,000 tokens by then, but of course that's a way more tokens than the 16,800s that we have today. So if we look back here on day 26, 2027, we're only currently sitting at around 16,800. So the world's going to change very big one time to get here. Now remember, when these coins come out here, all these coins, when they do come out, that means that the share pool is being pulled out. All these claims happening, and all the shares are being pulled out of the pool too. So yeah, you're pulling the Taurus out of the reward pool, but you're also taking all the shares out of the allocation. So then we're going to see people look to stake those tokens, right? That's what we're looking to see. They're going to stake those tokens. Really, it's a staking protocol. So that's the kind of cool thing we're going to see there. Very interesting. So we've got shares going in right now, going up. We're getting a flattened reward pool, but then we're going to have all the shares come out. And then it's just like, whoa, man, the yield of we've got to see it, sell on the price, but the mining ROI go up in terms of your share allocation. So a lot of people competing for shares. So yeah, pretty interesting to see where that's going to go from here. And of course, like I said, there's only ever going to be 125 million less burning and everything else. So yeah, let's keep a look up for that. So 11.3 million in the future max supply right now. And of course, we've been looking at the adoption, right? So we did have a little mini wave of adoption here, which has been pretty significant, actually. I mean, any adoption is significant. But we had 4 days in a row where we were doing like 63 creations, came down to 42 yesterday. We'll keep a lookout for what we're going to have today, right? So, and of course, this is coming onto Taurus soon, right? In the future, what day is it going to? Taurus is coming to PulseChain, and of course, that's coming up as well. I don't have the date on there, but it's coming up pretty soon. I could probably work it out, but we're not going to do it on live because a little bit fatigued. But that's the play. And we don't have many holders at the moment, liquid holders. So, how much of an impact are these new coins going to have, at least for the next few weeks? We'll find out, but I do think they'll dampen down the price a bit, and we'll get some people staking and things like that. So it'll be a mixed bag. But the shorter ROI sort of mindset people, we will see what they do. But typically, probability is down in my view. So that's the place there right now, and not many holders at all on that list in liquid. So fun times. So that brings up to an hour and 26 on the old Taurus. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I don't think there's anything else we're going to talk about in particular. But all to say that Unity is coming, right? Unity is coming. And let's pick that up. Unity is coming to PulseChain. It's going to be the same thing as Taurus, but on PulseChain, except with the differences it's going to be using Pulse and PulseX. And the burn on PulseX is going to be impressive, and the ROI is going to be spectacular too, as you can see. So fun times ahead. And of course, you can read the white paper there as well. That is coming up on the old Taurus there. So if you want to get access to that, I'll post the link in the chat for that one. Bam. I think I posted the link many times for Taurus, so you can find that too. All right. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. We've covered a lot of stuff. I am waiting for X1 to launch as well. For this from Jack Levin, the Vampire. Currently, the XDEX is on there at the moment. So there's a little different topic, of course. XDEX is currently operating on testnet. That's going to be I guess the first DEX on X1. X1 is going to be a fork of Solana. But it's going to be, I believe it's the first fork of Solana, if I know rightly. But it's going to have all the bells and whistles. So it's going to have like the Ogen layer and other things like that on it. It's going to be pretty impressive, and it won't be theoretically won't have any of the stops and starts that Solana has. Yeah, it's going to be fun to see that play out. Now, the target date for that now is September, with a backup target date of November, and that is from Jack Levin. But it could be pretty massive, right? It could be pretty massive indeed. A fork of Solana, of course, and he's currently, I think he may have finished. He's pretty close. He's done a private capital raise as well, probably just to pay back all the salaries and staff salaries there, and get ready for the bull market, right? Buying Bitcoin as well, which is kind of ironic. But yeah, looking forward to that happening. And for those out there, Zen at the moment is super duper cheap. So if you want to get that for the burn parties after the launch, that's out there too, that opportunity. And at the moment, people are mining Zen blocks, right? Getting the XNM tokens. And of course, maybe if you're lucky enough, you get a super block as well. Those are probably going to be boosters on the X1 chain for staking boosters, probably. That's probably end up with that, but we're still waiting for those final tokenomics allocations, and we'll see what happens to XNT, which is now the main token for the chain, not XN anymore, XNT. And if you're on XDEX, you can actually do testnet. If you've got Xenium, you can actually start doing LP farming on the testnet. I'm not sure whether if you're earning XDEX coins on there, you'll get an airdrop of the real thing, but maybe you do. We'll find out. But fun times. We'll be covering X1 coming up soon, so we'll be talking more, I guess, Solana fork, but it will be X1 and X1, which are going to be pretty fun to talk about. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hour and 28 minutes on the hour. They're looking pretty good, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's go back into the mix here, and let's pull up. I think we're going to leave it there, actually. Take care. I'll catch you guys on tomorrow's show. Don't forget to check out the Monster thread. It is out right now. Hot. The latest news on PulseChain. Pretty awesome. Big shout out to everybody in the Discord as well on the Crypto Night Show. You guys are amazing. Keep up the great work, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.